Prologue, The Boy in the Woods. The light rain had been falling long enough to soak the forest without making a sound of its own. It clung to the pine needles, slicked the black stones, and pressed the smell of wet moss and rotting wood thick into the night. The boy dragged himself through it on his elbows, one leg refusing to follow, his fingers clawing desperately, uselessly at roots beneath the moss. Behind him, something enormous stood between the trees. He could not make out its face, only the monstrous see-through silhouette of shoulders too high, arms hanging too long, and a head tilted to the right as though it knew what the boy was thinking, feeling his raw, primordial fear. Yet the thing was curious as to exactly why the boy was still alive. It had already tried once to rip him apart. The first strike had thrown him through the brush and opened his coat, his shirt, and the flesh and the glistening muscle beneath as easily as wet corrugated cardboard. Somehow it had missed whatever would have ended the boy. Somehow, impossibly, he was still crawling. The boy heard it move. Not footsteps, something heavier. Wet branches bending, then breaking, one after another, with long pauses between them. The boy stopped breathing. Rain ticked against his cheek. The thick smell of moss mixed with wet hickory tinged at edges with sage filled his nose. Somewhere ahead, beyond the trees, there might have been a road, a house, another human being, but the dark had swallowed every direction. He pulled himself forward again, trembling so violently his teeth clicked, and behind him, the silhouette lowered itself toward the ground. Two faint points of unnatural light opened inside the darkness where its eyes should have been. The boy understood then that the first attack had not failed because the thing was weak. It had failed because it had rushed. But this time it was taking its time. His throat worked around blood and rain. And what came out of the boy was barely a voice at all, only a thin, ragged sound disappearing into the soaked trees. "Help me."